Welcome to Agofere TV. I'm your host. My name is Joel Agofere. Today we're talking about the institution of marriage. These days, if you check our marriage sector, parents are not doing a great role in marriage. The government are not doing a great role in marriage, and also churches, they are not playing a good role in marriage. First of all, we're going to be talking about much about our parents. You see young boys and young girls going into marriage, and at the end of the day, you just hear the marriage is flopped. Why? Why does it happen like that? It's because proper advice is not being given by our parents to our young ones or the young folks before going into marriage. And because every boy or girl has an expectation before they go into marriage. Marriage is supposed to be for love, for likeness, for care. But these days we find it that everybody are expecting one thing or the other, and that is why we're having issues in marriage. Parents are not really doing a great deal in training their children or telling the children, the young folks, about marriages. Like we, for example, we go into marriages, we fall in love with a girl, and the next thing we say, okay, we want to come into marriage. And at the end of the day, within 2 to 3 years, marriage just flop. Why is it happening? It's because our parents these days, that parental guidance is no longer there. Like in those days, if I'm not mistaken, a boy will see a girl, he will go back to his father or his mother and he will tell them, I'm in love with this girl, I like this girl. And the parents will go down to the girl's family, to the roots, and make inquiries and tell the both parents will not come into good terms before they will go and pay the bride price of this girl. But these days, it's no longer like that because of the new generation, or we're monitoring or following the Western world. This thing is really affecting marriages because the proper principles of marriage is not being told. Parents don't tell their son, this is the kind of girl you should marry. Mothers don't tell their daughters, this is the kind of guy you should go out with. I could remember when I wanted to go into marriage, my first marriage, my father called me when I told him I want to get married. He said, my son, you're not up to the age to get married. But because I felt I had money, I have things, then I have a car, I have a house, I believe I've seen all. I neglected, and today I'm out of it because of why? I did not listen to my parents. So I'm urging every young fellow, every young man, let's listen to our fathers, let's listen to our mothers before making any decision. The expectation of marriage or the marriage institution is dying every day. Because one, we don't listen to our parents anymore. Our parents don't have time for us. They don't tell us things. At least you must know the background of your in-laws before you get into marriage. And this thing is tearing the marriage institution into pieces. Every day and night you go to social media, you go to marriage registrar, you see divorce here and there. Why is it like this? Because the marriage institution is not being properly taken care of. Marriage needs to stand. Before you go into marriage, we need to checkmate the institution of marriage. Know the basic thing before going into marriage, not just jumping into marriage. Now, let's go back to our government. What are the governments really doing in terms of marriage? Because to me, I feel they are even the one encouraging it. The man suffer most in everything because most ladies are after, let me marry this man because he's wealthy, or this guy because he has one or two things to give to me. And at the end of the day, they go to court, I want to divorce, and the next thing you hear, we will share your properties, or you go, like in the Western world, the man even sleep outside. And this thing is killing us because men do not have Ministry of Men Affairs. We only have women in Ministry of Affairs. And why? Why is it so? There must be a law binding both parties before you go into marriage. I want our government to implement a law in the Constitution so that marriage can be really taken serious, because it's killing our era these days. Many men dies every day. When somebody files for divorce, he says, I'm no longer interested in marriage. What are the follow-ups? There must be a reason, a good follow-up to know why these two people. I know, yes, the government are trying, but they still need to do a great job. Because you see marriage after 1 week, no more. You see people after making the man spend a lot. And please, I'm speaking out of my own heart that there needs to be a law binding both the man and the woman to contribute in terms of the marriage rights in Africa. What contribution is the family contributing? Because after some time, you just hear our daughter said this is no longer interested in the marriage. What advice do they really give to their daughter? These days, I find out that in-laws, fathers, mothers are even the cause of this breakdown. So if you don't want your daughter to divorce or leave her marriage, no, put this in the back of the mind that the government needs to implement whereby both in-laws will bring the money together. The money the young man has spent. So I believe by then it will caution institutions. It will bring confidence in marriage. Conclusion of all this thing we'll just talk about marriage. I want parents to please talk to their children, especially the ladies. And the government should also assist us in implementing a law that will be more greater than this law we have now in terms of binding couples together. And majority of the society, we should know that marriage, according to the Bible, says he who finds a wife has found a good thing and obtained favor from the Lord.